it's all right. Welcome to the Crow Show. I'm going to be going through and showing some things that have happened to me when I was a teacher in Culver City Unified. I guess let's get right to it. I'll go over here. We're going to do, this man here is going to talk about critical race theory, and we'll just get right into it.
When you talk about critical race theory, which is pretty much going to be teaching kids how to hate each other, how to dislike each other, that's pretty much, I don't care what you say, it's pretty much what it's going to all come down to. You're going to deliberately teach kids, this white kid right here got it better than you because he white? You're going to purposely tell a white kid, oh, the black people are all down and suppressed. How do I have 2 medical degrees if I'm sitting here oppressed? How did I get, first of all, time up, because I only got 5 minutes now, not 5 minutes. 2 medical degrees. No mom, no dad in the house. Worked my way through college. Sat there and hustled my butt off to get through college. You gonna tell me somebody that looked like all y'all white folks kept me from doing that? Are you serious? What's sickening about this whole thing is what y'all doing right now is already something I do in my community right now to speak out against stuff, because black folks are getting told by other black folks, oh, you know you ain't gonna be able to do nothing out there in the world because them white folks ain't gonna let you get no, or you know you're not gonna be able to do it here because you know the white man gonna keep you down. Well, how did I get where I am right now if some white man kept me down? How am I now directing over folks that look just like you guys in this room right now? How? What kept me down? What oppressed me? I work for myself from off the streets to where I am right now. You gonna sit here and tell me this lie of critical race theory? Of this the reason why black folks can't get ahead because of white folks? Are you kidding me? This is what we come to now. I can't believe we even talking about this right now. The last thing I'm gonna say right here is something that's crazy. Martin Luther King said he wanted his kids to grow up in a world where they are judged by the contents of their what? Their character, not their skin. If they letting this stuff go on right now, it is absolutely doing the complete reverse of what he's doing. So when February comes, don't talk about Martin Luther King. When February comes, don't talk about Black History Month. Y'all gonna sit there and just pretty much pee on his grave with this nonsense? That's exactly what's about to happen. When it all comes down to it, the person that's gonna be suffering from this, the ones gonna be hurt from this, is the kids. 10 years from now, if this stuff goes on, whose fault is it gonna be? Whose fault is it going to be? Who we going to look back on and blame for this? Because this is stuff we're talking about right now. This stuff is going on right now. I do this stuff on a daily basis. I'm in the hood. I'm in the communities. I'm out there with folks in their face. I've been doing this stuff since I was 18 years old, talking to black folks. And you know what? None of them are buying this nonsense. None of them are. But if you want to implement this into the school system, I guarantee you to the day that I die, I'm going to be the very person right there debunking stuff, tearing stuff down, letting them know they can do exactly what I did and get exactly where I am by putting themselves to work and getting there. And ain't not one white person ever gonna keep any of them from getting there. So the CRT stuff, BS.
And that shows you in that video a lot of what I went through on CRT. They talked about stuff like this. This was, I'll read it to you here. This was from our teacher email back when I was teaching. Free webinar for educators, dismantling white supremacy within the classroom. Really? Is that what you want? And that's what they were teaching there, to divide us. Woke progressivism is about tribalism, the communist tribalism, where you divide by race and culture and you get people to hate each other, and you start at the schools with the children. This idiot here, she's a teacher at the middle school. Her name's Diana. A Seattle friend who's a teacher shared this resource with me, and I wanted to pass it along to everyone wanting to learn more about this timely matter. And there's a free webinar to talk about white supremacy in the classroom. And you don't think that causes division with students when you have to reprimand them if they're a different skin color? It created major problems. I spoke out. I wrote that. I wrote about Malcolm X. I sent it back and I got sent to HR. I think it's great to expose real racism. Joe Biden was against integration in schools, and Kamala Harris called him out on it during the debates. He is a disgrace to the DNC. That set everybody off in the meeting. I also put Malcolm X, what he said about the white liberal wokes. White liberals are the worst enemy to America and the worst enemy to the black man, talking about the Democratic Party. So Malcolm X even though you may not have liked me, I really appreciate what you said there. So let's close this out here in my computer, and let's go to some of the other things that went on there at Culver City. Now, I got reprimanded for, let's see if I can bring this over here, make it bigger. Maybe I can't. There it goes. I'll turn it right here. Now, Black Lives Matter was one of Leslie Lockhart. She was a superintendent at that time, and she was a big BLM supporter. And they had a lot of fights. After I left, they said, in response and concerns of the students' fights, perceived lack of safety, the Culver City Unified School District has implemented measures for increasing supervision, community reporting platforms, and focus on addressing the root causes of the issues. Well, when you start talking about CRT, see that white kid over there in the corner? That white kid has better advantage than you, so it's very unfair. So you don't think they created animosity. That's what the Mao did in China. That's what Hitler did with the Jews. That's what Pol Pot did with his country to murder millions of people by using tribalism. It's a very evil process to use race as a format, and it caused me to be in HR all the time. I was violently attacked by a group of students outside the school who had no clue who I was, but because they were teaching that in the classrooms. So I was attacked by about 7 students, and I was able to talk 5 of them out of not attacking me because I said, you're going to go to jail. The other 2 kept going, and it was very violent. I got away, and I dislocated my thumb. They had weapons, but I pepper sprayed them and got away from them at that time and got back to my car. But they were blocking traffic over by the school, and they thought it was a big joke to create this massive traffic jam. And I broke it up. But the next day, I get pulled in by Lisa Cooper and Joanne Cooper of special ed, and they're like just livid, trying to nail me on just about anything. And they didn't believe what happened. They said, there's no way you could defend against that many people, and on about, you started it kind of crap. And I'm like, I just got out of my car because they were in the middle of the street, and I was worried they would get run over. I had my teacher badge on, and told them they need to leave because you'll be in trouble at the school. Well, they ended up attacking me. They both got arrested. The ones that used violence against me, they lost in the fight, if you're wondering. And, it just was weird to have Lisa and Joanne Cooper try to gang up on me afterwards. I had to go in and talk with Leslie Lockhart about the incident. I just didn't want to talk to her because I knew she didn't want the students arrested. She didn't want them kicked out of school. And I said, if they stay in the school, I'm going to get a restraining order against both of them. And if they do attack me again, I was already injured. I'm going to be suing the school district because you don't protect me. And if you think that they're not afraid of attacking teachers, what do you think about students that use the restroom there? There was a group of them. It was 7 students that used violence and intimidation, carrying weapons, and they wanted to not kick him out because of ADA. So anyway, that was that. Then I got pulled into HR for going against Black Lives Matter. Now, if you see this parachute right here, this is I Stand with Palestine. This is right after Hamas murdered 1,400 plus Jews in Israel. And there's Black Lives Matter support all through the district with different teachers that are radicals. So I pointed that out. And even in their mission statement, let's go down here. Let me show you this one. This one here shows, this is in Chicago, the ones who posted the Black Lives Matter. They celebrate Hamas's attack on Israel. It was disgusting. And so I spoke about that, and I got pulled in because I think it was Diane Fanning said I was hurting a lot of people by talking about Black Lives Matter. I thought she was insane. I said they're a communist organization that uses violence, and she was just absolutely livid. And I knew she's threatening to fire me. And I I said that I'm not going to stand for this. This is Black Lives Matter is a communist organization that uses violence and should not be on campus. And then she says, well, you're hurting people and children. And I'm like, how is that when you have something like this? It's unbelievable that they would support this crap. Let's see. Now this is from Leslie Lockhart. I'll just read it. It's an honor to be superintendent of such a beautifully diverse school district. Each of our schools serves as a microcosm of the greater world, with the most recent national social unrest and Black Lives Matter movement growing in strength and awareness. This is a perfect time for Culver City Unified School District to take stock and address the systemic inequalities that have been present for so long. I am proud that Culver City Unified School District picked up the gauntlet and demanded that we do better. So she was in on Black Lives Matter, the same group that supported the murders of 1,400 plus Israelis, supporting the Hamas terrorist group. And it has no business being in the school district. They removed it. This mission statement here that she had, it has been removed because I posted it and I said it has no business being here. But after numerous HR people trying to set me up to get fired, I had people spying on me, making sure I got to work on time, spying on me when I work with one-on-one students. I had my car damaged to where people let the air out of my tires. They spit on the windshield, and I was targeted by certain educators. I don't know who did that, but you're a jackass. The other thing that was weird during one of the meetings where they tried to reprimand me, they accused me of wearing a Confederate shirt. I got a call from Diane Fanning, and Chris Cole said they documented I wore a Confederate shirt during a Zoom class. Well, in technology, let's see right here, if you can see this, I videotaped everything in Zoom because I didn't trust the district because I know they backstab people they don't like. So I made sure that I kept every recording, and I took a picture of every shirt that I wore and sent it back to Diane Fanning and Chris Cole. And I said, can you tell me the time, the date of when this occurred? Because this is slander. I said, I'm not going to stand for it. She says, oh, no, you wore it. And I'm like, I'm going to be contacting an attorney if you don't. So she took us, I guess, she got pregnant at that time. How convenient to leave when I'm ready to sue you for slander. But what a backstabber. But I stood up to her. I never stopped posting, even though they threatened me numerous times to be fired. And I'm proud to this day to stand up. You have to stand up for yourself and recognize that in education, you would think that, geez, we can work together, right? No. If you don't follow the woke progressive agenda, you could lose your job. You could be set up. I never had anyone on a one-on-one, especially if they're woke progressives. I would never have a meeting one-on-one. I just never felt comfortable because during that time they censored me. I was banned from using my district email, I guess, when Gavin Newsom showed up at the high school to promote whatever he was promoting. On the recall, that's what it was. And I said that Gavin Newsom has done nothing for Black America, and we need Larry Elder, a Black man, a Black conservative, to talk there. If you're going to have this ultra-liberal Democrat that goes to the French Laundry and wants to talk to kids about, the COVID restrictions and things like that, I want Larry Elder, a Black man who came from South Central Los Angeles, to come and speak. And I have his number. He's over at Venice Beach right now, and he could come over in like an hour. Well, when I posted that, I don't know who canceled me, but I was not able to use my teacher email ever again. So it just goes to show you how low they will go to hide the truth about, oh, you can't post anything political. I remember, what was it? George Gascon, my own teachers union, they're allowed to post anything political. Trump was a fascist. Trump was a Nazi. And they would post that through the emails. And if I spoke out about any of the DEI or CRT, I would be reprimanded, threatened with job loss, to go to the school board. And some of the school board people were just hoping I would get in there so I could be fired. But I had information on the district that was so bad that when I brought it up, they backed way off of me. And it's kind of unfortunate because I really was there just for all children. You can't have a politicized school district of running it like progressive woke Democrats. And that's what it is. The unions run the school board. They decide who is elected. And they use DEI. They don't go by merit or who's the best. They go by skin color and what you look like on the outside. So anyway, that's what I have here. This is for education. When I used to teach, I might go back. I thought about doing, substituting at Culver City Unified again, because I'm not intimidated by people. They threaten me, and what they did was wrong. And that's why I documented it all, because we want Martin Luther King. That's who we want. Content of character and merit, not by what you look like on the outside. Stop discriminating. Thank God that they got rid of DEI. You don't hire people by what they look like. It's who's the best, who's got talent. Do you really want an air traffic controller that the only reason why he was hired is because of his skin color, not landing planes? Think about it. Heart surgeon. Do you want a guy that got a 78 because, we got to let him in because he's got a skin color and not 100%? And college admission, I think it's insulting to give black and brown students 200 or some points on the start of an SAT before they even take the test. And then Asians get like -150, white males get 100 minus. It's ridiculous. It's all about merit and hard work, or you wouldn't have a Supreme Court Justice Thomas, or you wouldn't have Dr. Soul. Martin Luther King wanted merit and working together, not this. This is tribalism, and tribalism is evil. Like I said, that's Stalin, that's Hitler, that's Pol Pot. It needs to stop. So anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest. Crow Joe or Coach T or whatever the hell you want to call me. I know some of you call me something else, but that's okay too, because I'd probably say the same back to you if you didn't like me. But I'm a likable guy. I also do dog rescue, and also if I find people that are abusing animals or children, I'll take care of it for you. And also try to help the homeless. So anyway, Crow Joe, this is one segment, and I got one more to go.
Joy Reid was a big freaking black racist. Recording.
Yeah, she is.
And she's the House Negro of the Democratic Party plantation.
Wow.
I'm willing to put that out.
All right. Well, so tell me how you really feel about Joy Behar. Oh, man. Oh.
Joy Reid is the black racist race baiter. And Joy Behar, I have no idea why they give her a platform. It's the idiot, low information voters and idiots that are supporting her.
Yeah. I got people that hate me over on Facebook. There's the radical left. They always try to attack me, and I just cut and paste doge.gov. And it drives them crazy. I don't even argue, and they call me a fucking asshole and everything else. And I'm like going, doge.com. Okay, here's a list of Elon, and they go nuts. So
you got time for that, huh?
Oh yeah, well, I do. Yeah. I've been posting my videos. I've got about 22,000 people that viewed my video so far. Mainly, wow. I go to like San Diego, I'm really focusing in on the mayor there, Todd Gloria, to help Americans. I was just down there. I videotaped the NGO, the Four Point Seasons Sheraton, completely empty with about 3,000 beds, while homeless Americans, some of them vets, sleep outside in squalor, like third world conditions. But I show it and I interview them, and they get to talk about how they feel about Mayor Todd. And they're not informed about, well, FEMA had $22 billion given for illegals. And you wonder why they can't help anybody when there's fires. They don't have any money. Same with FEMA. FEMA, they used all that money. They funneled it into illegals. So I've been pushing the issue, and I have seen more. The mini Skid Row that I videotaped, I said the city's liable because the tents are right next to the street. One drunk driver could kill 20, 30 people. And they removed them. I don't know if they found housing or they arrested them. I have no idea. But
that's good.
So I'm hoping they found
You're doing
housing.
your job.
I'm trying. I'm trying to be the Mr. Z. I don't have the cojones you do, but
Look at me. You know how to fight better than me. You know how to fight.
Well, yeah, but that kind of fighting that gets me in jail too. So I don't want to do that anymore. I want peaceful debate.
I'm willing to say that Culver City School District, even though I'm a substitute teacher there, I can tell you about the gun control thing.
What about the gun control thing?
Didn't I tell you that I was teaching an 8th grade class? And
No.
Then, I was teaching this 8th grade class, a substitute teacher, and the teacher gave me this. He said, discuss with the kids about the Second Amendment, and that gave me. I said, "Oh, it says this," and I in a picture of it say discuss. Okay, that meant I could talk about it. Okay, so I started talking about, how gun control. Please answer me this question: how would you defend your family if somebody broke into your house? And then all these people that have been brainwashed against guns, we said, "Well, we called the police." I said, "Well, by the time you call the police, you'd be dead." And then, well, I would stick my dog at him. And you think a guy had a gun, he'd shoot the dog. So you think that's going to save you? And then one said, well, I'd grab a knife. I said, well, you think a knife? How do you think a knife's going to do against the gun? And then some girl was practically crying, and they went and some of the kids complained to their parents, and the parents sent emails to the principal, and I got called into the principal's office, and then I said, listen, two things. I showed that the principal, the teacher told me to discuss the Second Amendment, and I was discussing. I was playing devil's advocate, and I'm sorry that people got upset, but I was just doing what the teacher asked me to do.
So did you talk about Ukraine? What's it like when the Russians storm your door and you don't have a gun? What happens?
Yeah. Well, this is another thing I brought up. What I did is I documented this. I told everybody a blank sheet of paper. I passed up a blank sheet of paper. Tell me, who was Adolf Hitler?
Okay, you're breaking up there a little bit. You got to speak very clearly into the phone. We're recording it on to, so you got to be very clear. Go ahead.
Okay, so I asked everybody in the classroom, 25 students, anonymously, I want you to write who was Adolf Hitler, number one. Number two, who was Joseph Stalin. And number three, who's Mao Zedong. Now, you know how many people knew how Mao Zedong was?
No.
2 out of 25.
Oh, my God.
You know how many people in the 8th grade knew who Adolf Hitler was? 7. And how many people knew who Stalin? 5.
Wow.
And I have the pieces of paper to prove in their handwriting. It was anecdotal, but this is basically what some of them were saying afterwards. And I said, well, listen, all these 3 dictators took away guns from people, and they were responsible for killing millions of people. And so some of them said, "Well, we're not studying world history now." As if eighth grade students, 13 years old, they don't know who Hitler was. And then, like I say, in the Culver City School District, in the elementary school, they have a mural with Angela Davis on the wall, painted on the wall. Okay, no mural of
what? Angela Davis, the communist?
The communist Angela Davis.
What school? What school is that?
El Marino Elementary School.
Oh my God!
And then
on the wall.
On the wall. Now, and this is Black History Month, and I have a picture of it. I think I sent you the picture of it, and then I sent you the picture of the wall of Angela Davis. Then in it's Black History Month, the students are required to write. The propaganda was there was a picture of Angela Davis, and they didn't mention that she was a communist, but she was a hero. She was a black activist, for black freedom. They never mentioned that she's a communist. So they're indoctrinating elementary school kids in all the schools, in Culver City, and she's represented as a black hero. Now, do you ever see? There was not one mention of a conservative black person. Okay, nothing. Not one conservative black person was highlighted in any of the in Black History Month people, Black History heroes. Not one.
Wow.
So, it shows you how the kids are getting indoctrinated.
Well, that's tragic. It's just shocking they don't know the history.
I've got the evidence. I got their kids' handwriting.
Wow.
Six out of the 25 of them, like I said, 6 of them didn't even bother to write because they didn't know what to write. They didn't know, and they were embarrassed that they didn't know. But I said, like I said, only 2 out of 25 knew who Mao Zedong was.
Oh my God! Hey,
and he killed 30 million people.
Yeah, Well, communism is evil. That's what I got pulled into HR because I went against Black Lives Matter. I said it was a communist organization, and then I showed the video of Patrisse Cullors stating, "Oh, I'm a neo-Marxist."
Right.
They use communism is about tribalism, slandering, like what you just described, where they use race baiting, so you hate each other, and that's how they get to murder. Hitler did it. Pol Pot did it. Castro. They all did.
And they rely on the white guilt of the liberals who are low information voters, and
you're a racist. You're racist.
They're racist.
You're racist if you bring this up.
Right.
You have white privilege. Oh God,
Yeah,
I get so sick of that. I got one right here an email I got from this lady Diana B. I don't know how to say her last name. She's gone, but she said, "All staff, free webinar for educators, dismantling white supremacy in the classroom." And you wonder why there's so many fights. It was on national news in Culver City. They had all these fights. God. Oh, man. Yeah. Now, I had another question for you. You said a group, 2 lesbian educators came in and talked about a gay club at a school. Where was that?
Oh yeah. It was one of them. I was teaching a class with my granddaughter was in the class. There was a 5th grade class, and a teacher came in and propagandized and was encouraging students to join the Rainbow Club.
The Rainbow Club. Okay.
It's called Rainbow Club in the grammar Linwood E. Howe School.
Okay.
Elementary school.
Okay.
Linwood E. Howe.
All right.
And they were proselytizing for all the kids to join and trying to make people feel guilty if they weren't going to join this Rainbow Club at lunchtime. And they just barged into the class and made the announcement.
Wow.
And as I was a substitute teacher, I couldn't say anything. They're trying to indoctrinate these kids to be, whether they're, tomboys. They're trying to tell tomboy girls that they're really bisexual.
I'm losing you.
Yeah, they're so it's just total ridiculous DEI that's going on in Culver. And Culver City is considered a good school compared to LA. The LA school system is far worse.
Oh yeah, I worked in it. It was bad. It was bad back then, back in the 90s. I can't imagine what it's like now with the woke progressivism, the anti-Americanism. It's just it. Teach the basics. Stop teaching woke progressive culture. They get so far away from it, and if you speak against it, you lose your job. Or have you been banned or threatened or any way? I mean, when I spoke out, they were trying to get me fired almost on a weekly basis.
I've been called into the principal's office, and
for what?
Like I said, the parents were complaining that I was for when I was bringing up the argument of having a gun. How to defend yourself.
Oh,
and I
did you explain that you came from Ukraine? There's a reason why you're a pro-gun, because if you don't have a gun, you die.
I told them I was in the riots in the 1992. How I saved my.
You got to speak into the phone. I'm losing you.
I told the principal how I saved my business. And the students how I saved my business because we had guns. People who had guns saved their lives. And I said, look me up on the internet. There's a famous quote by Bob. I was on the front page of the U.S. Today during the Rodney King riots, and I said, "Those who had guns, we had guns. We saved our business. Those who didn't burned down." Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
So I was just openly, playing devil's advocate, and a lot of these kids were.
What did Holly say?
What did Holly? I don't know who Holly was.
Oh, I thought Holly was the principal. What did the principal say?
There's a new principal there.
How long Holly got gone? He was only there for about a year. Gone. He was too white. I don't know, for those who don't know who Holly is, he's African American, but he was very, very smart, especially with technology. He knew his stuff. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So I had spoken out at the city council meeting about they were trying to ban. There was a gun store, the only gun store in Culver City. They tried to make gun stores illegal.
Oh no!
So they closed down the main gun
Reading?
store.
The Reading gun store? Oh wow,
yeah.
that was a really nice place. I bought a couple guns there.
Yeah, I bought guns there too, and he was retiring, and so the city bought him out.
Okay.
And I was spoke out, for having a gun store, and I was teaching again a class, and then after school was over, some mother accosted me and said, "Oh, you're Robert Zergulis. You were speaking at the city council."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah." But she says, "Well, I asked my kids, and they said you were a good teacher."
Yeah, you are.
But then I said, "Well, how would you defend your family if somebody broke in?"
Yeah.
She hit her and said, "Don't listen to him. She's telling her kids, don't listen to him."
Oh, brother. Yeah, they've never had real violence happen. I grew up in Fresno where there was violence. It'd be like on a monthly basis, somebody would do something really bad. And I'd always have to be on guard as a kid. I was worried about it getting shot.
Well, you see, the whole thing is, when there were riots, I had all these liberal friends come begging me for guns. And whenever there's a riot, they come beg for me to protect them. So they're big freaking hypocrites.
Yeah, that is true. I know you just never know, and you need protection. And there's nothing worse than not having protection when you know you're going to get either beaten to death or shot.
Yep. It's a thing of last resort. You never know.
Yep. And
So-
life is short, so you need to fight.
Even Kamala Harris said she would shoot somebody if they were breaking her house, right?
Yeah, that's right. Word salad Harris, packing a Glock or whatever she said in her glove box. And she's the one who convicted 1,500 black men for marijuana, and she's carrying a Glock in the glove box. Man, that'd be scary. I would hate to have her shoot because she just doesn't strike me as someone who's good with guns.
She just said that.
I remember that.
As the last appeal,
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm gonna test.
are you
this
going to
out.
use? You got stuff to use now for my quotes? For the interview?
Quotes? I'll probably be banned from the internet.
Why?
I'll probably get banned. Well, Mr. Z, thank you so much. You are a great teacher. So thank you for the interview. Crow Joe out here. Let's stay on the line. I need to talk to you afterwards. There we go. Mr. Z.